We have just conducted a study over 1,000 patients testing the efficacy of drug X, and we collected our results. Now we want to analyze it to get to a conclusion that the drug is okay, the drug is not okay. How to do that? I will use some statistical tests to analyze my results. I have 4 statistical tests. Depending on the data that I collected from the participants in the experiment. So I will start by explaining types of data. We have 2 big types of data. Categorical, that deals with numbers, categories, something that cannot be measured in numbers, like eye color, blood type, gender, pain severity. And numerical, the name tells us numerical, so it deals with numbers. So let's say I'm doing a survey on patient, like the prevalence of obesity, and I'm collecting the weight by numbers, weight, okay? So this is numerical, and I want be careful. Each variable could be numerical or categorical, and this is so common in your word questions. Let's say weight. I'm doing a survey on the prevalence of obesity. The weight variable, I can collect the results of it by numbers, like tell me your weight, 70 kilograms, 75, 80 kilograms, or I could collect it as categories. You have normal BMI, low BMI, high BMI, blood pressure. Uh, The same example. I can collect it using numbers like 130, 140, 150, and I can also collect it as normal blood pressure, low blood pressure, high blood pressure. So each variable could be numerical or could be categorical. So this is the first step in answering the questions of choosing the right statistical test, to know the type of data. Number 2, to see the number of participants or the number of groups that are participating in my experiment. Okay, we have, so in numerical data, we have 2 tests, t-test and ANOVA. T-test if I have 2 groups in my study, ANOVA if I have 3 groups or more. For categorical data, if small sample size, I will use Fisher test. If large sample size, I will use chi-square. Okay, for memorization purposes, t-test is 2 words, so it will go for 2 groups. ANOVA more than 3 words, so it will go for this, for memorization purposes. Okay, so again, if my study has 2 groups and I'm collecting data in numbers, I will use t-test. If my study 3 groups or more, I will use ANOVA test, and I'm collecting numerical data, then I will use ANOVA test. If I'm collecting categorical data and I have a small sample size, I will use Fisher. Large sample size, I will use chi-square. And before going to questions for application, I want to add a note regarding t-test. T-test has 2 types, paired t-test or unpaired t-test. Starting with the easy one. Unpaired t-test, I have 2 groups, okay? 2 different groups. This group took drug X, this group took drug Y, and I'm comparing the results. This is unpaired t-test. While paired t-test, I have 1 group, and I'm comparing the group. If they took drug X, then I give them drug Y, and I'm comparing the results of X with the results of Y. 1 group, the same group. This is paired t-test. Now, let us apply for some questions. A study is conducted to assess the relationship between smoking status and FEV1. Subjects are randomly selected and categorized based on smoking status. Group A, we have Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D. So 4 groups till now. This is the first point to answer question. Group 2, will I collect the data in categories or in numbers? I will measure FEV1, so this is numbers. So I will use ANOVA. Okay, I will use ANOVA. And for this table, I will not read this. I will go directly to tables. I have 2 groups. The group that exceeded 400 milligrams and the group under 400 milligrams. Okay, what is the type of data that I will collect? Simvastatin yes, simvastatin no. So this is category, yes or no. So 2 groups, yes or no. and look, the sample size is big, so I will use chi-square. This is it. So in conclusion, type of data, number of groups.